Hi everyone. In the last video we talked about rounding and we used number lines for rounding. And so this time we're going to just use the trick, and you can still use the number lines if you want to. But if you'll remember, whenever we are rounding, we first look at what place we're rounding to. So in this first number, I'm going to round to the tenths place. So if you need to refer back to the place value chart, remember the tenths place is right after the decimal point. So I'm going to go ahead and underline the 2 since it's in the tenths place. And then I'm going to look right next door. And if it's 5 or more, I add 1 more. If it's 4 or less, I just ignore. So since it is 5 or more, the number beside it is a 6, then I'm going to add 1 more to the tenths place. So that's going to make this 3 and 3/10. And if you'll notice, because I'm rounding to the tenths place, that's the last digit I need to have. I don't have to have anything after the tenths place. Everything in front of the tenths place I keep, but the last digit when I'm rounding to the tenths place will be in the tenths place. So if I change my number up here, rounded to the tenths place, I've got 3 and 3/10. Now I'm going to go ahead and round this same number that I started out with, 3 and 260 thousandths, which I know I could take this 0 off, and 3 and 26 hundredths is equivalent to that. But we're going to round this now to the hundredths place. So I'm going to underline the digit in the hundredths place, which is the second digit after the decimal point. So the 6 now is in the hundredths place. And then the number beside it is not 5 or more, so it's going to stay as 6. So when I round this to the hundredths place, it's going to be 3 and 26 hundredths. So I drop everything after the hundredths place. That's going to be my last digit. Alright, so we're going to look at another example. Now I've got 3 and 26 thousandths. Now the 0 in between here is important. If I didn't have that 0, that would make it 3 and 26 hundredths. You know, and that's what we had before. But now we've got a different number, and it's 3 and 26 thousandths. So that 0 does make a difference. So when we're rounding, I'm going to round this one to the tenths place. So there's a 0 in the tenths place. So I'll underline it. The number beside it is not 5 or more, so it's going to stay a 0. So this one, you know, we can write it as 3.0, or 3 is equivalent to that. So rounded to the nearest tenths, it's going to be just 3. Now the one right underneath it, we're going to round to the nearest whole number. So if I've got 3 and 5/10, remember the whole number is in the ones place. So I'm looking at the 3, and if the number beside it is 5 or more, I'm going to add 1 more. So it is 5 or more, it's 5, so I'm going to add 1 more to the 3, so that makes it round up to 4. I think I have a 4 here. So it's going to be just 4. Since it was the whole number, I don't have to have anything after it, it will just stay at 4. Alright, so now I've got 6 and 3/10, and I'm going to round it to the nearest whole number. So the 6 would be our whole number. The number beside it is not 5 or more, so it's going to stay the same. So it's going to stay just a 6. So I've got just 6 here. Alright, and then on this last one, we're going to round it, we'll go back to the tenths place. So 6 and 2 hundredths, I've got 0 in the tenths place. The number beside it is not 5 or more, so it's going to stay a 0. So this would just round to 6, or because it's the tenths place, you can put 6.0. Alright, and the mystery word for today is candy. So I know some of you missed the mystery word in the last one, but hopefully you'll get it for this one. And remember, I could say the mystery word, you know, anytime throughout the video. So make sure you always watch the entire video. And it is candy this time.